You're listening to Making Money Online with Lisa Johnson, the podcast that tells you what it really takes to build a business and the simple steps to get you there. I'm determined to share with you the reality of easy, simple business marketing tips to make passive income so that you can start making money online. Making Money Online is sponsored by Nicola J. Rowley PR, helping entrepreneurs and brands get visible through strategic storytelling. If you're serious about being seen and impacting the lives of others, harnessing the power of PR is the best way to grow and scale your business. Visit njrpr.com for more details and read Nicola's best-selling book, The Power of PR. Hi guys, and welcome to today's podcast. This podcast focuses on health. I know we've had a few that focus on health at the moment, but I think probably that's because of the journey I'm going through and how important it is to me to make sure that people who have health issues realize that they can still have absolutely amazing businesses. So today I am going to be talking to Jacky. Now, Jacky she's the CEO, first of all, of The Informed Woman. And what she does is she helps progressive female business owners with long-term health concerns to remodel their business so that they can become independent of their business. I'm going to dive into what that means in a second. So welcome, Jacky, to the podcast.
Hello, lovely to be here.
Lovely to have you. Tell us a bit about why you decided to start The Informed Woman.
I felt that there was a gap in the services that are provided to business owners in particular. When you have a long-term health condition, when you learn of that health condition, you have your family and your friends who will support you, who are there, they want to wrap you in cotton wool a little bit, they want you to take care of yourself. You also have traditionally, you have the health team who can tell you whatever you want to know about your health and medication. But for me, as a business owner, when I learned of my long-term health condition, what I really wanted to know was, well, hang on a second, I have a business. It's generating a standard of living for me, a lifestyle for me. What does it mean for my business? How do I continue with it? Will I be able to continue with it? What do I need to do to protect my income, to protect my lifestyle, if you like? So I went online, as most people do, to try and find out, health and business, how do you marry the two together? And there's just very, very little out there. And I just thought, well, if it's not out there, I'm definitely not the only person in this position. And actually, the more people I meet in various groups, the more I learn how wide a community we are of business owners who have these health conditions, who are in groups, who are running their business. Many people don't know. In fact, 70% of the people that I researched said that they didn't share their long-term health condition with their clients. And with their family. And one of the downsides of that, of course, is that it becomes a very, very lonely space. And it's a lonely space anyway, I think, for entrepreneurs and business owners. Very often, if it's a small business, you might be working by yourself. Add this other layer of complexity on there about, well, okay, I'm running my business and now I have to manage this health condition, whatever that is for you. It just felt there was a need to bring people together in a supportive community of people who actually get where you're coming from.
You're so right in the fact that we don't talk about it. So I've had my health condition for about 2.5 years. And actually, I only started talking about it this year because you worry when you have a health condition that clients might think, well, what if something happens to her? What if she goes into, all of these things? And, you're talking cancer. And that must be even more so that people might worry that you might not be there.
Absolutely. And we have the stereotypes as well to live with. I mean, is it what you mentioned cancer? I mean, the Informed Woman group is for anybody. Really, health labels are irrelevant. But if you look at cancer, anybody who's been born after 1960, 1 in 2 people are going to experience cancer in their lifetime.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people, absolutely. And that is something that we need to. We're living longer. We as women have to work longer. It used to be we would retire when we were 16. While we've gained equality in many areas, in the pension rights, all of a sudden there's another 7 years to work. And as we get older, just by because we're aging, we come up with more more health issues.
Yeah.
And and if you're not sharing that health issue with someone, I think, as I say, it can get very lonely, and your imagination is much worse than the reality.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think we do worry about talking about it because we worry what clients will think. And I think we talked before about how there are lots of not health businesses, but there are lots of businesses that were started by people because of the health issue. And I know lots of people who, found out they had cancer or fibromyalgia or something else. And so they decided that actually they would start a business so that they could work around it. But actually, there's a gap here because there are actually quite a lot of businesses that are already started and doing really well. And then, like you and I, we find out that we have a condition that is going to somehow mean changing how we work.
Absolutely. We have to remodel our business. We have to look at the way we currently work, and we have to create new ways that the business is able to operate more independently of us, because you don't know when you're going to need to rest or when illness might present, which is a whole new other issue, which is the whole mindset part of it. But actually the business itself, and very often one of the things that really annoyed me when I kind of came into this journey, I do come from a big corporate background, and I've had the benefit of many trainings in that area. But it seems to be outsourcing, automating system procedures, being able to document your business to hand it over to someone else was the domain of the bigger company. In fact, some people say, unless you're ready to scale, there's no point in having, documenting your business. Whereas really, why is that the case? Why is it not the case for small business owners? Because if you are going to, for example, outsource part of your business, you've got to write it down, what it is you do, so someone else can pick it up. Just like you go to, Michelin-starred restaurant,
Absolutely.
You don't get the executive chef there all the time cooking. You get a load of people who read a book and it tells you how to plate the meal.
About the size of the business. Like in my first year of business, we had standard operating procedures, which we wrote so that if anything ever happened to me, someone could come in and read instructions and go do the job. Because if you're a business, you need to have that. And I don't think it should be about how big you are at all. And especially, yes, of course, since I've had this health condition, we've become even more tight on making sure that there is somebody else in the business that can do everything I can do so that the business continues when I'm not there. And we've seen this year that has happened. And, you saw last month, I wasn't able to work for a whole month, but my business wasn't affected. Everything continued just without me in it.
And my mission, Lisa, is to help small business owners to have that same support network, because in the Informed Woman group, what I'm super, super excited about is this whole idea of coming together to support each other in a co-working capacity, voluntary, to help in periods of peak demand, so that if you're not able to work at a key point in time, there's someone else there who's your buddy who can step in, your Zoe, if you like, in terms of your operations manager. We all need to have that, and I think collectively we can do that, because if we all come together with the same desire to grow our business, with this common factor which we can kind of push to one side, which is our health condition, which really is irrelevant. What we want is to continue the business to grow, to thrive. We want the income levels, we want the time freedom to do whatever we want to do with it. We can come together and we can help and support each other.
We can. What a great idea, if we're all helping each other. And those kind of things happen all the time in business. I remember when I had the twins and needed to work in my business, there were other parents that got together with me and said, well, I'll have your kids for a day so that you can do your business. And then you have my kids for a day. And this is no different to that. It's like when the person is well, we can help out those that aren't. And then, vice versa. It's a brilliant idea. Let's talk about the mindset. What I think that you've done really well is create a community, and the community will be positive. So, there are a lot of groups out there. Look, when you get a health issue, you go straight into these Facebook groups, you go straight into these places, and actually it can make you feel kind of worse sometimes. Like it's all the negatives that are happening. And eventually you get to a stage where you want something more than that. And I think that's where you come in.
Absolutely. So you go to the why me, why now? I'm at the what next stage, if you like. And online, there are many groups online that you can go to who raise awareness for various health conditions. And it's brilliant because it helps people to know and to understand what these health conditions are. Got to be very careful we don't stereotype that everybody experiences the same conditions, because we don't. We're all unique and we all have different ways of experiencing things, and they share very much what life is like with that illness. That's not what this is about. This is about, okay, we have this illness, but what draws us together, what is our common factor, is the fact that we are business women, business owners, that we have a health condition, which means that we are looking at a different business model. We're looking at a business model that's still profit driven, but also has health at the heart of it, which is not the traditional business model. I think that's why such a lot of women struggle when they've got health issues to try and fit into the traditional role of what a business is all about.
Yeah.
And the business values and the stereotypes that go alongside that.
And I think so much of it is about mindset as well, because when you decide what next, you're in a different place and you really realize that you want to find solutions to things. And I think it's really good that the positivity around this and we can find solutions to things. I think that's where you want to be. You want to be around people that believe that and that things can carry on. That's what's helped my business. What I've had this.
Absolutely. So within the Informed Woman, we kind of focus on three areas, really. The first one is looking at your business practice and how to remodel that so it becomes more independent of you. We also look very much at self-care routines and giving yourself permission to have self-care within your schedule. And also looking at mindset and and maintaining a positive mindset in the presence of illness. And don't get me wrong, everybody is going to have wobbles. Something is going to happen. Somebody's going to invite you to that mastermind in the Maldives or something. And you're going to say, yes, I want to go. And then you're going to say, oh, but what if? Yeah. What if I'm not well? Will I get insurance to travel on the vehicle? What if I'm not playing? What happens when I get there if I become ill? How does it fit in with my current health regime? Do I have appointments? Do I have, medication that needs to be kind of factored into all of that? And that is where, mindset kind of comes in. And that is common for all business owners. Doesn't matter. You can be, 8, 9, 10, figure businesses, or you can be, less than 6-figure business. We all share the same moments, the same insecurities. And I think that's really what the Informed Woman was all about. It's being in the presence of other women who get you. And I'm hoping that, yes, there are a lot of women in the group who are in the very early stages of their business, but there are also more experienced women who are in the group who've got a lot to share. And, I think collectively together, we can help each other, refashion and remold a new future, a new way of working.
Because it's about educating as well. Like, if you don't know what you don't know, then it's hard to work out how you can do that. But if you're around other people that have been through things already, that's why masterminds happen, isn't it? If you're around people that who have, been through something and have the experience that you're lacking, then you find out what you can do to make it easier for you.
Absolutely, and in the Informed Woman, there is a knowledge and understanding element of actually bringing in guest experts who can look at every month there are 2 guest experts, one looking at business practice, one looking at healthcare practice, and it's all about not necessarily being the traditional routes. It's traditional and non-traditional. It's asking people to suspend their belief about what they think may or may not work. What we're doing is we're just being open to new ideas and to, the end destination is a business which is thriving and doing so as independently of us as possible. And it's all about just coming into those meetings, listening to those people and building up a toolkit. So some things will work for you and some things may not. Some things will work for you at different times. You'll have different needs, different things, whether it's high anxiety because you're waiting for the results of a test, for example. How you deal with that, will be different to, I'm launching my new course next week and I've got anxiety. It's anxiety, but it's a different level of anxiety. And I think, it's all about building this toolkit. It's educating people and encouraging them to take action. And that's actually the third part, the 3 pillars of the Informed Woman. It's all about rethinking your business practice, reframing your self-care and your positive mindset and rewiring your business so that you're actually action planning to look at your business strategically, planning it through a different lens, which is based on health and profit.
Rather than just firefighting, which I think can happen when we have a business and we get ill, then we're just firefighting and seeing how we can let it just continue ticking along, when actually we don't want that. What we want to do is have a business that thrives regardless of the health we're in. And this is why, passive income is so important and why I teach it, because it has to be able to run independently from us, whether you're ill or not. Because even if you're not ill, you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
Absolutely. But as you know, and because you teach this, Lisa, is that you don't get passive income just by saying, I'm going to get it. You have to put the work in up front. And that's where the grip comes in, because it's actually, it's giving you that enthusiasm, motivation, the encouragement, the confidence, the support to actually put that work in to benefit from the end results. Because it's not going to be an overnight.
It's not a get rich quick scheme.
Thank you. That's somebody else. It's not everything. Nothing in life is for free. You have to put work and effort into it. Creating passive income in your business, obviously, is something to aspire to for most businesses. But also in particular, I think for people who have a long-term health condition. But you need support to get there. And I think getting that support from other people who get you, who understand you've got these little wobbles of confidence and you're planning things, differently to others who might be on the same course as you. For example, on your one-to-many course, which is fabulous, did that 2.5 years ago. But, it's the one-to-many, but with the support, the pod, if you like, side of it is being with people who have other issues.
Yeah, which is a brilliant thing to do. Tell me, why just women? They can get health issues too.
Absolutely. And there are far more male business owners than there are female business owners. And I did think long and hard about this because I do have very much a male masculine energy, which we talk about later. I think it's my dad being very disappointed the fact he had 2 girls, he wanted boys. So my whole life has changed. But no, it's the reason why I chose to create a community for women is because there is a stereotype in society with regard to what is okay and not okay. If you're a male business owner and you have a long-term health condition, most people will move mountains to help you to stay in your business because they understand that you get a sense of self-worth, dignity. It's important to you to have that sense of earning a living and to play that male role in society. The same grace isn't given to women. There's no need for you as a woman to have that same dignity and
so the perception is that women, the business isn't as important for women because they are usually reliant on men, when actually these days that's barely the case. So we shouldn't be thinking like that, but that is what people think.
Yeah, and that is what happens. So people will say, yes, I'll support you, I'll look after your children, whatever, because you're a male and you've got your business to run. Whereas actually, do you need to be doing that? Should you not kind of take it easy? What's this? But actually, the thing about businesses and being a business owner, and I'm sure everybody can identify with this, is that it's a big part, a big sense of who you are, your sense of self, your sense of identity. You've birthed this baby of a business. You've watched it kind of stumble and hurt itself and not do as well as you thought, and you've supported it, and you want to see it to continue. And why shouldn't you? If you have male and females together, whilst you've still got the same moments that you both get each other, you don't actually have the same support outside of that. And one of the other things that I think I alluded to earlier, I was saying that I have a very male masculine energy in terms of my logicality, my thought process, my way of operating. And one of the things I think I have learned very much through my journey is the need to be more open, to be more vulnerable, to be with the right people, to be asking for help, to share where you're coming from. And I think women support women in that community in a way that it's not that men are not able to, because I'm not going to stereotype all men at all, but there's a very different vibe with women who want to support other women. We've always done it throughout society. Women have always kept it together and they've helped each other, through childcare or, looking after elderly relatives or doing whatever. We've always done it, and we can do it now in a different way. Because I say we're living longer, we've got to work longer, we're going to have more health issues, and we can come together.
It's been brilliant having you on. It's been great talking about something that happens to so many of us, and we do shy away from talking about health issues in business, and we need to not, because the more that we talk about it, the more people will feel less alone and realize that there is support out there where they can go if they have businesses. If people want to get support from you, can you tell us just the services that you provide? I know you have a membership. I'd love to hear about the others on your website.
Sure. So there are 3 different ways of working with the Informed Woman. The membership we've spoken about, that is a support group, educational learning, guest speakers coming in and helping everybody on little drips. There is also a signature training program, which is, I've alluded to, the Rethink, Reframe, Rewire roadmap, which is an online group for people where if you are ready to take the next step, you've perhaps been into the group, you've thought, yes, I want to do more in my business, I want to be more specific about taking the next stage of action. The roadmap is the way to go for that. And then there's another service in there, which is called a Critical Friend service, which many people might look at and say, the best way to describe it is to say it's like tough love. There are times in your business when you just feel stuck. And I think especially when health is involved as well, where you're not sure what to do, a bit like a rabbit in the headlights. And the Critical Friend service is a very short-term service, maximum 6 months, between 3 and 6 months, 12 one-hour sessions. And what that's all about is saying, right, okay, let's actually dig deep. Let's, with your best interests at heart, you and your business, no egos, no power politics. What we want to do is actually unpick what it is that you are concerned about with someone else listening with a pair of ears, knowing the I get you bit about what you're going through, and then holding up a mirror and reflecting back, okay, you're saying this, but actually, is it maybe that? Let's have a talk about both, and just unpicking all of that so that you can kind of just gain some clarity, and then from that clarity, create an action plan. So it's just 12 hours, it's loaded up front, very short term, but it's just for those people who think, what do I do now? I'm really, really, so, don't know. That's the one-off service, but it's not for everybody. You have to be in the right place to be able to do that. So that is, we have a discovery call and we find out whether or not we're right for each other, and we can do that. But I think, it's one of the things, you can have coaches, you can have various other people in your life, but sometimes you just need that tough love.
Yeah.
That's so
true.
Yeah, just
and it's regardless of health issues, like the health, because what some people can do, and I've seen this, is use their health issues as a good reason not to push forward in their business. And actually, there are ways around it, as we know.
Yeah.
We don't want to be doing that. Brilliant. Well, thank you for sharing that with us today. I think it's great that you've started the Informed Woman. I think that it's going to be so necessary for so many people, and it's going to make lives easier, which is what it's all about, and people making more money online because they don't have the same issues that they would have had if people like you weren't there helping. So thanks for being here today. Thank you guys for listening, and I will be back next week with another podcast for you. I will see you then. Thank you for listening to Making Money Online with Lisa Johnson. If you'd like to get hold of my guide to launching, go to lisajohnson.com/launch and let's get you making money online.